Yeah, I kind of see it as like splintering. You know, the technology is like it's moving forwards in some ways, and in other ways it's moving backwards. Just paying attention to like Wacom, which is like probably the market leader in graphic tablets, and they're just like, you know, with our newest product we have 5,000 degrees of pressure sensitivity, and like our screen feels more like paper than ever. And it's like, you know what else feels the most like paper? Paper.
Actual
paper feels a lot like paper, and
they'll
never
feels like a
get
pencil.
Yeah, like they will, you know, drawing on a glass screen will always be slightly inferior to drawing on paper, but they're still they're using new technology, like state-of-the-art technology, to run backwards in the opposite direction. Like that's interesting to me. And like the conclusion, also one of my students is really interested in watercolor, and is saying like, what's the best way to make watercolor animation? And I said, without a doubt, there is a massive jump up in the quality and the texture you can bring, the authenticity. If you drop your software altogether, you go set up a camera rig in your studio, and you buy a big pad of watercolor paper, and you create it manually. I'm pretty sure that's what Cartoon Saloon did, just looking at their behind the scenes.
They do a lot of that stuff, like they'll map it on digitally. I know they use TV Paint as well to animate the characters.
TV Paint of course is excellent at it, because they really value that. I think they are not trying to do what Toon Boom's doing, where Toon Boom is like, we're going to give you more widgets, more little tools that are going to help. Like they're just like, we want to make this as much like the digital process, TV Paint, that is. And you see it with Adobe as well. Adobe Fresco, and Adobe is it Procreate as well? It's another one, which is like they want to get that bleed to be just like the real thing. They want it to bleed just in the same exact way. So that interests me, because I mean, I can say, oh yeah, set up a top-down camera rig in your house and like have a drying rack, and like you know, you end up having a lot of stuff that you need to download. Like Dragon Frame is a stop motion software that's very expensive but very good. And like that's what I want to do. I'm not kidding. I want to create all of that stuff in my house.
Go for it.
And I can't wait to do it. I don't have the space yet.
Okay. Yet. Once I get rid of that bed, you know, it's definitely coming.
I'm going to be sleeping on the cold hard floor
beside my watercolors. You know, it's interesting. There's a great company in Ireland called Paper Panther, run by basically three people. Evan McNamara is one of them, and Podrick Fagan, and she's going to kill me right now.
We'll put it up on screen. It's fine.
No, I need to get this right. Oh my God, why am I drawing up Carol Freeman, right? She's going to kill me. But I've been trying to get Carol on the podcast for a long time. We've always said yeah, but everything keeps getting in the way. Like we just can't meet up. But she directed this short film called The Bird and the Whale, which is completely oil painting on glass, frame by frame. It is beautiful. It's about this whale that meets this bird at a shipwreck in a cage. But there's something so beautiful at how oil painting captures the color and flow of water. I'm sure you could probably catch it online somewhere. It's been out a while
I've
now.
got it up here.
Yeah.
I think it's probably available on Vimeo. I think the trailer is, so I'll definitely look up the trailer.
Yeah. But I can't recommend, like, the stuff that those guys do. They work a lot in traditional methods. Evan does a lot of stop motion work. I know Podrick Fagan, they were directing this is it a feature or short? I think it's a short, which is all these kind of paper cutout, but black and white in Connemara, you know, about this kind of like old dog that haunts. I can't remember exactly what it's about or what it's called, but Paper Panther are really, like, when it comes to traditional methods, they're probably one of the most experimental at keeping it alive.
That looks great. Yeah.
Their work is phenomenal. They did a little ad for Dulux, like weather shielding paint. It was completely stop motion, beautiful little puppets of, like, you know. Do you have Dulux in the UK? Dulux?
Yeah, the paint company.
Yes, and you know the dog, the famous dog?
Yeah, the big,
so
long-haired dog.
Yeah, it's a sheepdog or something, I think.
Is it?
I don't know, but it's a white and grey dog. But they made that in, like, stop motion and everything, and it just looks beautiful.
Cool.
And they're so good. I know Evan did some, like, idents for Rick and Morty and stuff like that as well, like stop motion. But they're really, like, their craft is in that area of, like, sure, they can use digital tools, but they're just tools, you know, that help them. Like Evan used 3D to map out the wolf vision and wolf walkers, but then went and drew it frame by frame with pencil, you know, and it just, again, looks really, really incredible.
Yeah.
And I think you're right in what you're saying. Like, the digital stuff is moving forward, but it's aiming back to make it accessible, you know, to where all the craft was kind of born, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. I also think you might not need to be at the cutting edge of technology.
Yes.
Because I mean, I think what they're doing on the Mandalorian is amazing innovation.
Yes, yeah.
Very few people have access to that kind of equipment and that kind of studio, and that can make a lot of independent artists like people who are like myself a bit left out and think, well, you know, we're always told we need to be at the cutting edge of innovation, but, like, if you look at the early 3D work from, like, Pixar, you know, it looks very dated by now. The really scary baby as an example.
Oh my god!
I can't remember what the name of that short was. Yeah. You know, it's very dated by now, and you know, Winsor McKay stuff, or like, you know, early Disney, or you know, we go back 100 years and it still looks, it's still got that quality. It doesn't look uncanny at all.
Yeah.
And so it's timeless. And I don't really, I think that there's obviously still a demand. I mean, it's fantastic that companies like Dulux, I mean, when I think about it like that, it's perfect for Dulux to say, we want you to use real paint.